All right. Well, hi, everyone. Thank you for attending my Designs in a Flash class. What I'm going to be reviewing is some tips and tricks to make the most out of the designs applet within the Command dashboard. But before we jump into that, I have Shane Force from Atlantic Home Loans on the call here. Shane, take it away.
All right. Just to give a little mortgage market update. Rates for a 30-year fixed right around 3% right now. We've got fantastic jumbo rates right now for a loan over 822,000 at 2.625 for a 30-year fixed and 2.25 for a 15-year fixed. So great rates there for that higher than an 822 loan amount. Anything less than that would be backed by Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, so that's considered a non-jumbo loan. But so had an interesting scenario, which this comes up from time to time when we're doing a home that might be a ranch or raised ranch or a cape, something that might have a walkout basement, something that might be kind of in mountainous terrain where like the front door area is above grade, and then there's bedrooms or bathrooms below grade, below the ground level. So appraisers, we got this appraisal and the realtor said, this is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath home. Why is the appraiser saying it's 2 bedrooms, 2 baths? And the reason why they were doing that is because the appraiser was saying, hey, it's 2 bedrooms and 2 baths above ground. The other bedrooms, 2 bedrooms and 1 bath were below ground level, and there was like a walkout basement type of thing. Now, he still gave them credit for those bedrooms and baths in terms of the square footage below grade, but was counting it as a 2-bedroom, 2-bath home and comparing it to 2-bedroom, 2 baths. And the realtor was going back and forth and arguing with the appraiser, and the appraiser said, look, here's Fannie Mae guidelines. This is a conventional loan, and here's Fannie Mae guidelines. So an interesting scenario, and I had this scenario a couple of years ago. Doesn't pose a problem too often, especially right now when it's kind of a struggle to get homes to appraise for their even normal purchase price. It can become more of an issue. So if you have a home that, you get to the front door and that ground level is at that front door level, and then you try and go below that and count rooms, they will give you some credit, but they're not going to count it in the overall room count of the home. So interesting scenario, and those are just mortgage industry guidelines that the appraiser had to follow, even though the town looked at it as a 4-bedroom, 3-bath home. So it was an interesting scenario that doesn't come up a lot, but might be something to look for with that type of walkout basement and finished basement type of home.
Very good to know.
Yeah.
I learned something new every time you're on one of my calls.
Good. That's our goal.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And feel free to pop your information in the chat. And if anyone needs Shane for anything at all, you know where to find him. He's excellent. So never hesitate to reach out, even if you just have a couple questions. He's there for you.
Thank you. Thanks, Amanda.
You got it. Absolutely. All right. So now we will dive into Command. So let me share my screen. So I have my Command dashboard up here, and again, what we're going to be doing is going over the designs applet today, and I'm going to show you some tips and tricks on how to make designs even faster than you thought possible. Before we jump into the actual designs area, always like to showcase the marketing profile. You can access this at any time by clicking on your name on that upper right corner and then going to settings. From here, you'll go to Connect Settings and then select Marketing Profile. Now, this is where you can update all of your information to make sure you have the most up-to-date contact info, headshot, etc. Definitely take some time to comb through this. As you can see right on the top, the purpose of the marketing profile is to help you create marketing content easier and faster. So this is going to be a way for you to bypass having to continuously type in your email, your phone number, upload your headshot, different things like that. So definitely take some time to come in here and explore Make sure all of your details are up to date and correct. They've just added a military affiliation option here. So if you are active duty, a veteran, military spouse, etc., you can note that right here. And there is going to be a space for your bio. So take a little bit of time to make your bio stand out and speak to you. You can take the generic bio that's given to you and do a little tweak, or you can completely rewrite it. It is up to you. And as you come down, you'll see that your market center information populates automatically. You can add in the links to your social media profiles. And if you have a Google Analytics ID or a Facebook ad ID, you can add that in here as well. And just be sure to hit that save button whenever you make any changes. So now what we're going to do is head back over into our Designs applet. Again, at any point in time, you can click on this red KW right here to see the names of all of the different applets. We're going to go ahead and click on Designs. And here is going to be the main menu, so to say, for our designs. Now, when you're looking at this menu here, there is a few different ways where you can easily find materials that you've already created. You can filter all the types of materials based on the type of content that it is, whether it's an email blast, a social post, a printed material, or even a video. So this will allow you to narrow down how many pieces of content you're viewing at once. And if you know you're looking for something in particular, you can simply go to that category and see everything that has been created. You can also search for designs as well. So for example, if I type in capper, these are all posts that I have that have the word capper in it. So this will allow you to easily find anything that you have been able to, that you have created in the past. Now let me close out of that there. And what we can do is start to create a design from scratch. And I'm going to showcase how to do both videos as well as the printed and social materials as well. So to create anything, we are always going to come up to this upper right corner and hit Create Design. And then we can select our category. So for this instance, I'm going to select video. And this is something that's really easy to do. You can search for a particular neighborhood and it will create a neighborhood video for you that populates up-to-date statistics and other information about a particular area. And you can then use this video to post on your social channels and show how well versed you are in your neighborhood and in the area that you focus on. I'm just going to use my home neighborhood because I know it well. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the Lincoln to Lafayette neighborhood in Hawthorne, New Jersey. I'm then going to click on Next, and this will allow me to edit any of the populated information. So this will pull for you, and you can go in here and make any edits if you know that this information is incorrect, or if you've seen other statistics and maybe the command database hasn't updated it for you. So if you wanted to come in here and say, you know what, home prices are holding steady, you can do that and make these changes here. You can also add top features for your neighborhood. So depending on where you are, where you're focusing, there's a whole list of different features that you can choose from. And this can help to give your clients a better idea of what these different neighborhoods and what these different towns are like. I am going to select the dog lovers one. Again, I live in Hawthorne. We have a big dog park, lots of people walking their dogs. I'm a wine drinker, so I chose wine lover, and I love hanging out, so I chose daytime leisure. Now, full disclosure, I'm not a realtor. I'm not making this to publish. This is just for me, but definitely feel free to, browse all the other options and find the categories that fit best for you. Next, we're going to see the agent information as well as our market center information. And all of this is already updated for us thanks to that marketing profile. I'm going to click on Next. Now it's going to take just a second to generate this video for me. And in the meantime, I'm going to hit save, and that should save it. There we go. So now we see that my video was created successfully. And I'll give you a little snippet as to what this video looks like. Now we see all that information that we've inputted is now populating in a very interesting way. Here are those 3 features that I showcased, and they all have little icons related to what they are. There we go. This will showcase your information. Beautiful, nice 60-second video. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. And if I give my page a little refresh, and I look at videos, here is the video that was created today. So this can be used again to promote yourself on your different social channels. It's also a great way to show people about the KW app. We really want to get our clients to be using the buy and sell app. It has listings from every brokerage, not just Keller Williams, and it is a really easy way for your clients to communicate with you directly on the app. So this has a nice little plug for the KW app at the end, and it's just a fantastic video to share. And as you can see, very little effort it takes on our part to create this video for us. So what I'm going to do next is jump into the social option. And what I've noticed is that a lot of the social and print materials are now overlapping when you click on these specific categories. So if you ever click on social and notice you see things for flyers or postcards, don't be alarmed. I have a feeling that they may be merging the 2 together. Don't hold me to that in case I'm wrong, but definitely a possibility that eventually it will just become one option. But there are a ton of different templates that you can use within this designs area. No matter if you're working with a property that just hit the market, if you're trying to acquire buyers, if you're trying to promote yourself, or even just have time relevant content to post, you're going to be able to find something here and edit it any way that you choose. So I'm going to go over a few different examples of the different things that we can do and how easy it is to adjust them and tweak them to your liking. What I'm going to start out with is something that is very timely, and this is going to be under the collection section, and it's going to be new designs. Now, when we come towards the top, we do see that there are different categories, so we can actually narrow down all of the templates and only see the specific sizes that we want. So if we're going to be posting something on Instagram or on Facebook, highly recommend using the social square option because it's going to format best on all of these different platforms. So if I click on Social Square, I'm now able to see all of these different templates that are available. It goes on and on and on. And these are all going to be very timely. So as you can see, we have some from a little while ago: Mother's Day, Cinco de Mayo, Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month, 4th of July, Canada Day, etc. So even if you're at a little bit of a loss or lacking a little inspiration for what to post on your social channels, you can always come here and find something that is relevant in terms of a holiday, whether it's a real holiday or a fake holiday like April Fool's Day. And we can also see some other templates here for women empowerment, how to staycation like a pro, different things like that. So in order to use any of these, you'd simply click on use and swap out the logo. I'll show you how to do that in a different template, but I just wanted to show you these new designs here that you can use to post on your social channels. Under the Business Basics tab, there's going to be some really great options for you to use to help to promote yourself and keep a consistent message and a look across all of your different communications. What I mean by this is an email signature. So having this really nice email signature at the bottom of your email will help you to stand out. It's going to look clean, it's going to look nice, and it will really help to showcase you in a very positive light. So let's actually use one of these as an example. I'm going to use this red one, and if you noticed, I just clicked on the use button, and then it will load the We Brand Editor for us. So this is a third party that Command uses. It is called We Brand. So just so you know, it is not a foolproof system. Nothing is foolproof. You may run into an instance here or there where you type something up and you hit save and it doesn't save, or maybe you go to upload something and it doesn't actually upload it. It's okay. Try it again. They're still working out some bugs with this. I can tell you it is a world of a difference from when I first started 9 months ago. It is a lot more reliable now and a lot more user friendly. So the more you play around with it, the more you're going to get comfortable. And I recommend coming in here and using these different templates and playing around, even if you don't have a listing that you're going to be promoting or an open house or anything like that. Just coming in here and playing around with this is going to help to make you feel a lot more comfortable. So I have my template here, and in order to change everything and make it my own, it's going to just be a little bit of clicking and going, and I'll show you just how easy it is. First things first, I want to swap out this gentleman here from my headshot. So all I'm going to do is click on his image, and we see that my headshot populates here because of my marketing profile. When I hover over it, you'll see this circular arrow to replace the image, and when I do so, my headshot will then populate directly into the image spot. You will also be able to see different things here. So if I come under text, and again, I go under my assets, this is going to be all the information that's relating to me. So it makes it really easy to go in here and click on certain things and simply replace them. So for example, this is going to be the address, and I can come over to the address here, and whoops, I clicked on the wrong thing. See how easy it is to delete? So I'm going to come in here, and once I hover over, there's replace text. So I can go in here and actually replace that text. Now, you'll see that this isn't the full address, and you'll also notice that this bar here is going to have different pieces of information in one text block. So while some of the times it may be easy to populate this information by simply clicking that replace button, we always have the ability to come right in here and click on this little typewriter icon, and then we're able to enter in all of the information as we need. So if I wanted to add in, for example, we're Suite 204, Rutherford, New Jersey, 70070, and I'm going to click on save, and there we go. So now the full address has populated here, and I can do the same thing. I can come and click on this bottom line of information, hit that typewriter button, and then I'm free to plug this in with my personal information. I can keep going and going and going until all the information has changed, and voila, beautiful. You'll also see that there is a link for your branded app. The KW branded app link is a great link to share via text message or to put it in the body of an email. I'll be honest with you, I don't foresee adding the link to this particular instance as being something that's beneficial. The reason is because the app link is going to be a combination of different letters and numbers, uppercase and lowercase, and it's going to be a little bit challenging for someone to type in manually. If you want to add it here, by all means, it's not going to do any harm, but just so you know, your clients won't be able to click on that link in your signature to download the app. So you can come in here and replace it with that app link. You will have one populated. I don't, because I'm not a licensed realtor myself. But if we wanted to simply delete this, all we need to do is click on these boxes and just delete anything that we don't want. So I'm just wanting to showcase how easy it is to customize these templates and make them your own. We can even change the color. Of course, that KW red is a really, really strong brand color, but you know, maybe you've created your own logo and you have a particular color that you'd like to use. When I click on this area, we see that the fill color populates at the top, and I can simply click on this, choose from a particular template color, or I can even come in here and pick my own color and apply it, and there we go. It's completely up to you. Once your design has been finalized, the most important thing is to rename the design. As you can see, the names that are designated with these designs are very generic and they can be a little confusing, especially if you're making multiple copies of an open house flyer or something like that. So you definitely want to rename the design. For example, I'm just simply going to call this email signature, and then I'm adding August of 21 so I know when I made it. It's up to you what you'd like to name your designs. There's no rhyme or reason. However you feel that you'll need to save everything in order to make it easier for you to find, that's completely up to you. And then when you're ready to download this, we can come over to the download button. And regardless of the type of content that you're creating, you have the ability to save it as a JPEG, a PNG, or even a PDF. And what's really nice is that when you choose PDF for printing, you can include the bleed and the crop marks. That way, if you're sending this to a printer to get printed, they're going to be able to make it perfect for you. So that is the email signature. I didn't do too much else to this because we're going to get into a couple other designs. So what I'm going to do is go home and I'll save this. Now, another way that we can use this to truly promote ourselves is going to be under the, I think it's under, where is it here? Leadership, agent recognition. Now, when we come to these templates, we see that we have congrats on capping and some very basic content here, but we can take any of these templates and make them our own. So let's say, you know, we are the #1 agent in Rutherford for the month of July. That's a great post. That is something really valuable. You can take different factors and different pieces of information like that and use them on any of these templates here. So I'm going to go ahead and again narrow down, and I'm going to go to the social square, and I'm going to choose this one here. Now, once it loads, we see that I can click on anything here and change it to whatever I'd like. So first things first, I can choose this and I can replace this with my headshot, or I can add in my own photo. So if I wanted to add a picture of the town of Rutherford, for example, or a particular house, I can do so. We also have images available in the workspace. So these are some generic stock photos that you can use. So maybe we want to have some house exteriors or a neighborhood or something like that. Here's a nice one with a for sale sign. I can go ahead and paste that in. If I double click, so you notice how I just double clicked on this, back out of that, because this is a really nice kind of U shape. And I want to center it so we can see that for sale sign. So I'll click here and then I'll double click, and now I can see that whole image. So I can actually drag this image over and place it where I'd like and click out, and there we go. It looks a little bit better. I can then change this text to read whatever I want. So, you know, maybe you're not a #1 agent in a town, but maybe your closed sales volume has increased 50% over the last month. Hey. So we can write something along those lines. 50% increase in closed sales volume, July 2021. I'm going to hit save changes. Looks a little bit wonky now, but we can fix it. I can grab the text, move it over. I can adjust the size. This is super big, so let's make it a little smaller for now, a little bigger for now. There we go. And I can continue to move this over, and I can put this here. Maybe I want to make this my name. And I'm going to save it. And want to have this all on one line. And again, I can make this smaller, bigger, add in my contact information, but you kind of get the idea of how you can take a template that has nothing to do with our intended purpose and change a few things, and you can make any of these templates read anything that you want. So I've taken a generic capper or closing template, and I've made it into a really nice post about how I've increased my sales volume by 50%. Now, is this perfect? No, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time making these designs perfect for you. It's not going to be any fun for you to watch, but just know that I can keep going and make changes in any way that I'd like. So even these little dots at the bottom, we can change the opacity, we can reposition them, we can do anything that we want. If I wanted to make them look a little bit bigger, I can simply stretch it out and then repurpose it. So you see how even just a small change like that can give this design a whole fresh new look. Do we have any questions so far about anything that I've done in terms of the designs or in order to pick your templates, anything like that? No problem. Feel free to pop them in the chat if you do have any questions. I'm going to go back to the templates area now. I'm not going to save this one. I'm going to show you one more thing that you can do for your self-branding, and then we'll get into some of the listing and buyer templates here. But this last one that I'd like to show you is going to be under, let me remember where it is. It's going to be under Business Basics, and we're going to go to Social Branding. Now, these are going to be the size of a Facebook or a Twitter cover. So if you've ever been, on your computer or even on someone's Facebook business page or their personal profile, and you see they have that large image behind their profile picture, that's going to be their cover photo. So we have a lot of different templates here that we can use for those cover photos, or for anywhere else we may see fit. If you have your own website, if you're creating some sort of marketing material for yourself, you can use these in other areas. I found this one that I really like, and I'd like to show you guys. Again, thinking outside the box. Sure, these are technically for your social media, but we can use these for so many other things. So maybe we did want to add this onto some sort of flyer or pamphlet, or maybe we even just wanted to use this design for ourselves. This stock image here, again, I can replace it with whatever I want. Maybe I'm on a team, maybe I have a whole group of people that I work with, maybe I have a really cool logo. Whatever it is you want to put in here, you can simply swap it out. I'm going to come into the workspace and I'm going to do, let's look at some lifestyle stuff. And this looks kind of cool here. So we can, pretend this is our team, this is our happy family, whatever it is that you'd like. I can also click on the logo, and we see that this has automatically shifted. So our logos populate. Again, pulling that right from the marketing profile. So it's super easy for me to click on the generic logo and replace it with our market center. And then I can move it around as I see fit. And now I have this really nice, script writing here. These are different text boxes, but what I can do is click on them and make this say, whatever I want. So perhaps, Amanda Marco, save changes. I'll make it a little wider so it reads on one line. And then maybe I want to bring these over. And maybe I want to say a little bit about myself. Let's say, I have a real estate salesperson, 10 plus years. Maybe I am a 2020 Circle of Excellence Gold recipient. I'm going to save those changes. I'm just going to delete some of these other things here so they're out of the way. And as I move it over, I can scale it down. But we sort of get the idea of what I'm going for, right? I'm making something that's unique to me. I'm doing this to showcase my worth, showcase my value as a realtor. I can use this to showcase my team. I can use this to showcase a number of sales that I've done. I can't stress this enough. Let your imagination run wild. You may come into a design with an idea of what you'd like to do. You start playing with it, and then boom, all of a sudden you have a brand new idea, something even better than you thought that you would have before you got started. So again, play around with it. It's very hard to break the system. You may run into an issue here or there where things don't save or they don't load the first time. Try it again. It'll all get worked out. But definitely feel free to browse these different templates and find what works best for you and what's going to give you that inspiration to keep going and create something even better. I'm going to go back into my template library. And what I'd like to do is focus on two different templates. One is going to be under listings and one is going to be under buyer. We'll go to the buyer first, and I'm going to show you guys the neighborhood snap. So as you know, in the world of Keller Williams, we talk a lot in terms of neighborhoods. In other areas of the country, it's a little bit more prevalent as opposed to here in the Northeast, but it certainly doesn't mean that it's anything that we can't use to our advantage. And we can also use zip codes as well as neighborhoods. So that is something to keep in mind. Even though we call it a neighborhood snap, you can still use this for a particular town. So let me come over to this one right here. Now, this is technically for an Instagram story. That's the shape, but you can, of course, use this and post it anywhere that you'd like. First things first, I'm going to swap out this logo. There we go. And as you can see, I have a black background and my logo has the black text. What I've done is I've added additional logos into my assets area, and I'll show you how to do that at the end. But now I have our logo in all white or in all black. So if I wanted to help to make this read better on that black background, boom, simple as that. Next, I'm going to change this here. I can completely change this, or I can simply just change the name of the town. It's up to you. Now we see that we have this snapshot here of this neighborhood, Barton Hills, wherever this may be. I'd like to replace this with one that showcases Rutherford. This is easy as can be. You'll notice, in addition to being able to add images and text and different things like that, we have the KWLS function. This allows us to take listings from the MLS and take the photos and the listing information, but we can also create snapshots. And when we click in this box here, we see that we can search by a neighborhood name or by a postal code. So I'm going to choose postal code and I'm going to type in Rutherford. And hit enter. Let it load. And in just a moment, there we go. It's now populated these three graphics for us. So I can click on the graphic that I want to replace, come over here, replace image, boom. Look how easy that was. I've got the zip code right here, and it's pulled this information to give us accurate data for the average listing price, average sold price, etc., etc. We can go one step further. We can replace this image with, you know, the welcome to Rutherford sign. Maybe you have a home that's for sale in Rutherford, or maybe you want to put a picture of your team. Whatever it is, you can come up again into this images area. You can upload your own. You can import them from any of these assets here, or you can, of course, use a generic workspace option. So I'm going to go to neighborhoods, and let's see here. Let's just pretend like this one is the one we wanted. There we go. Beautiful family out bike riding. Gives you that really nice home feeling. And if you're really trying to promote Rutherford as a family-friendly town, this is the way to go. So depending on the vibe that you're going for, family-friendly, great for young people, great for the older community, whatever it is, you're able to find images that'll really attract the people that you're looking to market to. From there, you can download it, post it anywhere you want, and you're done. Again, rename this. You definitely want to rename this. So this could be the Rutherford snapshot, again, August of 21. Just so you know when you created this, what town it's for. We know it's a snapshot, so if I need to search for any of these keywords when I'm looking at my overall design, it'll be a lot easier to find. I'm going to go back to my templates, and we're going to use that KWLS function. But now what we're going to do is promote a new listing. So instead of going to the buyer spot, we're going to go over to listings, and you'll see that there are a ton of different ones that you can choose from. So whether you have a property that's just listed, maybe there's a price drop, you have an open house, it was just sold, whatever the case may be, you can select your template. So I'm going to go to just listed. And again, we have a lot of different sizes to choose from. Now, this is where the print and the social categories tend to overlap. We see that I have my social sizes here, but then it goes into door hangers, postcards, flyers, etc. So you will find that in some areas you can access both social or print. So for this example, I'm going to actually choose a flyer. That way we have a little more wiggle room. And let's go ahead and choose this template here. Now, once this loads, we know again that we have the ability to edit as much or as little as we want. So if all you wanted to do was swap out the pictures and the address, you can certainly do so. If you wanted to make more changes, by all means, it's up to you. But let me show you just how easy it is to get this information. I'm going to go back to that KWLS, and I'm going to stay on listings. And here's where I can actually pull information from the different MLS sites. So I can search by an MLS number or even a listing address. Now I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. This is around the corner from me. One of our associates in the Bridgewood office actually has this house on the market. Was real happy to see that on my street. So this is the listing here, and I'm going to click select. What I'm now able to do is access all of the photos as well as all of the listing details from this listing. So in order to make this unique to us, it's really simple. I'm going to click on this big image here, and then I want to put a picture of the house, replace image, boom. Now I have two images here, so maybe I'd like to showcase the, let's see, maybe I'd like to showcase the entryway. And again, I can double click and I can adjust this here. So if I want to get a little bit of that green door, beautiful. And then for this image, maybe I'd like to showcase this living dining room area here. There we go. Look how easy that was. I'm able to add these photos without having to actually download them onto my computer, upload them into the system. It's pulling them directly from the MLS. It makes it as easy as can be. What makes it even better than that is being able to view all of the listing details right here. So if you are a big producing agent and you have a lot of listings, and sometimes you get confused with which house has what, or maybe you just are still learning the process and your memory is still adapting to having to deal with all this different information, I give you guys credit. It's not as easy as it looks being a realtor. We have all this information here so you can easily access it. So again, I can come in here and click on the address. And once I come to listing details, I see the property address here. So I can simply click on replace, and there we go. I'm going to hit that typewriter button, and I'm going to get rid of the word borough because we don't need it. Save changes. Look how nice that looks. I can do the same thing. So while this here is only going to be one box, I can simply go into the typewriter. Let me scroll down here. And I can just make these edits right here. So this is a 3-bedroom. It's a 2.5 bath. So I'll put 2.5. The square feet, I don't know if I can see it right here. Okay, so it's just under 1,900 square feet. So I'm just going to put 1,900 for argument's sake. Here's our price, so I can change the price. And maybe I don't want to include the year that it's built. That's fine. I'm just going to delete it. And I'm going to hit save changes. There we go. Maybe what I'd like to do is make this a little bit bigger now. So if you see as I drag it down, I'm making the text bigger. And I can also rearrange it. So if I want to have it over here, I can do that. And you'll see how as I move it, all these different guidelines are coming up. So if you notice, this line populates when my text box is lined up with that image. So there are tools that will automatically populate to help you get everything nice and even. Now, what's really cool about this as well is that you can access the property description. So I can come in here and I can replace this with the property description. And then I can come in the typewriter and just get rid of some of this extra stuff that I may not need. So maybe I just want to cut it off here. I'll hit save changes. Still a little bit long, but again, don't want to take up too much time. You'd be able to then, trim this down and make it fit within your desired space. There we go. So we see how easy it is to make all of these designs. All I have to do now is swap out my information, my headshot, and the logo, and that's it. I'm good to go. It's 1:44. I've been teaching now for about, 35 minutes, and I've already created 5 different pieces of content. within this example. So I really encourage everyone to play around and, familiarize yourself with the We brand system, and, get comfortable making these designs. You can practice, even if you want to practice and make something that's not necessarily completely related to your business. You just want to get comfortable, make a cute picture for yourself, whatever you feel like doing. One thing that I do want to point out is that you can also add different elements to these designs as well. There's a lot of different categories. Some of them may seem a little wonky, but some of them are kind of cool. So we can narrow it down by these different categories. So, for example, if we click on badges, if you wanted to have a nice a badge on your design, maybe you are the #1 agent in your area, you want to give yourself a gold star, by all means, do it up. I'm going to come down here and let me just click on icons. I think this is what I'm looking for. So here, for example, an email and a phone icon. Maybe you have that email signature and you deleted the download my app link and you'd like to replace it with something. We can add these pieces of content in. All you do is click on it and it will add for you. We can, of course, make it smaller, move it around to wherever we need. And of course, we can change the color. So when we come over here, we see that the fill color, we can simply click on whatever color we like, and there we go. So you'll also see there's different verbiage and different things here. So maybe you have a house that just sold and you want to put this cute little yay on it. Change the color for that. There we go. Look how cute that looks. It's really cool. You don't have to do cute. You can stick to the generic template. Totally up to you. Now I'm going to go back to the designs area, and I'm going to show you how you can add additional logos, photos, etc. into your assets area. So when you're on the templates section, we'll come over to the assets. And here's where we can add in images, text, fonts, etc. The most important thing that I think is to add in those additional logos. So I can come here, and here's where I can upload additional logos. Always want to use the PNG file. This is what allows you to have that transparent background. You see this logo here has the white background. So if I needed to add this onto a color, it's going to look kind of crazy. But this is the PNG logo. You can tell because it's got that kind of checkerboard pattern behind it. So no matter what surface I put this logo on, it's not going to have that white border. So you can go to kwconnect.com and download all of your logos and add any ones that you need right here. You'll just click on upload and you can browse from your Google Drive, Dropbox, your computer, etc. And once you do, this allows you to access these logos regardless of what template you're on. You can do the same thing by adding in particular fonts or colors. So for example, I like to add in the KW color. Just so everyone knows, if you're looking at the RGB, to get that KW red, it's 180, 1, and 1. We can also use this option here, and that's the same color, B40101. Feel free to reach out to me if you want those numbers and letters. I can certainly send them to you. That's no problem. But by adding that Keller Williams red color right on your palette, it will allow you to easily access that color. You can come in here and, add as much as you want. If you have multiple headshots, maybe you have a lot of images of your team, of past clients, with your family, whatever the case may be, add them in there. That way they'll always be accessible for you. In addition to the assets, we can also review all of our designs on one page. So this is where we can see everything that we've been working on. And you can create different folders as well. So what I've done is I've created a folder for all the different holidays that we've done. I haven't uploaded it in a while, but if I ever needed to come back here and say, what was that post that I did last Thanksgiving? Let me check my holiday folder. So again, use this as inspiration. You can create a folder for every property that you have. You can create a folder for every open house, for anything at all. You can create some type of folder. If you want to have something that's purely, promotional materials for you, you can have, my stuff, your email signature, a business card, whatever it is that you may need. I also like to point this out because you can start from a blank slate as well. So if you get really comfortable with this and you're ready to go and make your designs on your own, you can always come in here and start from a blank design. You can choose a custom size or a pre-made size. So let me go back to my social square. That's my favorite one. When I do that, it's going to take me back into the editor. And now I have a completely blank square to work with, and I can begin to add whatever I want. So in addition to adding in images and text and different things here, I can also add frames, drawings, shapes, and text from the top as well. So if I wanted to, add in a square, maybe I'm doing some cool design. I don't know, I'm going off the cuff here, but we could pretend that this is something that we're looking to do. Can add in some different shapes as well. Make them bigger, change the color, whatever it is that you want to do, you can build your own design. Don't know what I was going for here. Looks kind of artsy, but not necessarily beneficial for Keller Williams. But just so you know, if you do have a design in mind, you can always come in here and make anything from scratch. That is really everything that I wanted to show you guys in terms of some easy ways to get your content created faster. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them for you. I will also put my email in the chat. And before we go, I know Chris always likes to highlight our Bergen County Partners YouTube channel. If you've not already visited the YouTube channel, please do yourself a favor and visit and hit this subscribe button. Chris does a great job at posting all of our recorded trainings very shortly after we record them. So any trainings that I do, that he does, anything along those lines, they're going to be up here, as well as any other videos or recordings that Bergen County Partners has that are going to be beneficial to share with our agents. You can come in here and view all of the different videos, as well as different playlists. So for example, we now have a DocuSign topics playlist. So these are all going to be some shorter videos that are going to answer your easy, easy questions for DocuSign. And we have all different categories: smart plans, contacts, and opportunities. I'm sure there's a designs one in here somewhere. So definitely feel free to come here and give this a subscribe. I'll pop that in the chat as well. And that's my email for you guys as well. So I hope that you all found this really beneficial. I am always here for questions. If you ever have them, even if you're not in the Rutherford Market Center, you can always email me. My email is kwpvdot@gmail.com. So feel free to give me a holler, and I would be more than happy to help you out. Good luck with everything. Remember, it takes a little bit of practice. Don't get frustrated. You're going to get the hang of it super fast, and before you know it, you'll be pumping out really amazing content in no time.